Hey friends, so welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go to Target. This video is long overdue because the last time I took you to Target to shop with me was in the beginning of 2025 to showcase the 2025 spring decor collections. This time, I want to go in there and explore some new releases from the Studio Mcgee and the Hearth and Hand collection. I'm probably late to some of these, but I'm going to go in there, give you my thoughts, and after that, we're going to come home and I'm going to share with you a haul of a few things that I ended up getting on this day. So if you enjoyed this video, I really hope you can consider hitting that red subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for being here, and without any further ado, let's just go ahead and go shopping. And as you can see, the first section that I took a glance off of on this day was the Hearth and Hand section, which as you can see, this one was quite messy, but the first thing that caught my eye were these pieces of artwork, which I have to confess, I don't like them on their own, but I do believe they'll work incredibly well if you were to pair them with different art decor pieces in your wall for a wall gallery. I have one in the entryway of my home and I seriously consider buying one of these for that. I don't know about you, but I like to have a speaker in my office because I'm always having background noise while I'm working, whether that is a podcast or maybe some music. And I was really pleased to see this beautiful gold speaker because it's an everyday item that won't affect the visuals in your space. Now, I don't think this is a new vase, but I also don't think I featured it on my spring decor shop with me video at Target, and this one was $19.99. This largest one right here, I also thought it was beautiful, and you can actually combine both of these together with greenery on the tallest one, and it'll look very elegant. I found this marble utensil holder for $24.99. I liked it a lot, I just wish it was a little bigger. And then this table lamp is one that I have not stopped thinking about ever since I saw it back in January. This table clock is actually a great item to style any nightstand. It is a fairly nice size for $16.99. And then I found this mini olive tree, which I thought it was adorable. This is actually part of the Threshold collection. These gold hand towel holders were one of my favorites. I did not buy them on this day, but they're definitely sitting on my online shopping cart. And then these oil and vinegar dispensers are ones that I've showcased before. They come with a wooden tray. They are very useful and beautiful. I also really like these hand soap dispensers, especially because of the brass pump and the details on the actual glass. But one item that I think is going to be very popular is going to be these tissue box holders because you don't tend to see them in this finish, and I think these are going to be selling out really quick. And the butter container is back. As you can see, this is made so you keep your butter soft and fresh on the counter at all times. And I understand that it was on back order for the longest time. These ceramic canisters were new to me. They go from $20 to $23 depending on the size that you get. I think they have a beautiful shape. This one right here, I believe it was kind of like a different color than the ones that I shared with you above. And then this picture is absolutely adorable. I love the green undertone on the glass. These other canisters right here were actually a favorite of mine. I think they'll be more suitable for you if you prefer a modern style of decor. And then I found these citronella candles, which smell absolutely divine, even though I don't love citronella scent. I moved on to the Studio Mcgee / Threshold section, and I found this table, which is apparently a new release. I actually paired it with that lamp and that candle to show my mom, who I was talking to on the phone, and my final verdict is that I am sold on this combination. I came across this upholster cube or ottoman, which had that beautiful brown buffalo check, and I've seen this one online, never come across with it in person, so this was quite the find for me. This lamp I've been eyeing for the longest time. For $80, it's a great price, and I think it looks like such a high-end piece. Then I moved on to explore a little bit of the plants. I'm still not convinced about the quality of these plants. I do believe some of them tend to look a little fake, but I do have to say that these right here are adorable. These are by Threshold, and I love the natural tone of the flowers as well as the vase itself. These abstract vases are new to me, and I have to admit that I was pleasantly surprised. I love the modern style that these go with. Then these scallop bowls, which I believe I have showcased in the past, these are actually by the Hearth and Hand collection, but they were sitting in here. And then I found this one right here, which is actually part of a Kate Spade collaboration with Threshold, which I didn't know it existed, but her name is in the tag, so I will take that. Then I found this beautiful wickered planter, which has been super trendy on social media, and I can see why, because it's gorgeous in person. Then right here we have a floor lamp, which I believe that shade does not go with that lamp, but somebody combined it like so. It was beautiful. And then this indoor decorative tree. I think that slowly but surely we're moving away from olive trees, which I'm so sad, but that one is a nice option to replace your olive tree if you want to move away from those as well. I know this table lamp is not new, but I was shocked by how gorgeous this is. It almost looks like a piece of fabric that's draping down. And then this blue one, I also thought it was adorable, just on the smaller side for how pricey it is. Then I also found this one with that buffalo check shade. I thought this was beautiful, and I love to see the combination of patterns and different fabrics and pleats all around these table lamps. Same as the case with this one right here with that very modern looking base. Then I moved to the furniture section. I've been eyeing this bench online. I think it's beautiful, and it's nice to see or be able to see it in person. This other upholster cube, absolutely gorgeous, and love the dark, deep chocolate brown color that it has. This boucle bench is a great option to put in front of your bed to store pillows and additional blankets that you may not be using whenever you're sleeping. And then I wanted to give you a second look at that Studio Mcgee new release table. Again, gorgeous. This little bench right here is on the most affordable side, but you can still incorporate it into a similar style. Then I found these Room Essentials table lamps for $10, okay? We're going to talk more about these in just a second. I also found these glass vases, which I know they're not new, but oh my god, how did I miss these before? They're beautiful. This pillow right here, it was also made for the spring season. I'm sure it's not new, but I am seeing it on this day. And then this other pillow right here is gorgeous for maybe a girl's room. I love the pink and coral undertone that it has. We are back in my house, and I feel compelled to disclose that this haul is going to be filled with table lamps. My husband saw me come home on this day, and he asked me if I actually lost my mind. And I wanted to say, no, what are you talking about? But I kind of did lose my mind a little bit. The first is going to be this beautiful combination of lamp base with lampshade that I ended up seeing in the store. I also want to mention that this lamp combination is the perfect example as to why you should not sleep on pairing or mixing and matching bases with different lampshades. In this case, the scallop shade elevates the wood base so much. The wood base is beautiful on its own. The lampshades are breathtaking with that scallop shape, and the two together work really well. I am actually working on redoing my master bedroom. The first thing that came to my mind was to buy these for that. However, I realized that they were not going to work because my master bedroom has really tall ceilings, and whenever you sit on the bed, you need that lampshade or wherever the source of light is coming from to match the height of your eyes. That being said, I don't think these are tall enough for that, but I still didn't want to let them go. I was absolutely sold on these, and so I ended up deciding to put them on my guest bedroom. Now my guest bedroom has wall sconces, and that's the source of light for that room whenever nobody wants to have the overhead lighting on, but my mom has told me that that's just not enough light, and she likes to read at night, and so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna buy them and I'm gonna place them in the guest bedroom. My mom is gonna be so happy when she comes visit me, and they're going to look beautiful. They worked really well with the vintage vibe that I have going on in there. The most important part of it is that my mom is going to be happy because she's going to have light. As I mentioned before, I bought two, one for each nightstand. These are actually really affordable, even buying the pieces separate, only because if you go to like Lamps USA or other more expensive stores, a lamp like this can go easily for over $100. This one was actually, I believe, $53 total between the shade and the base. I think that's a great price for a beautiful table lamp that I know I'm gonna love, and it's also going to be a functional item that is going to make my guest feel more comfortable in the room. So really happy about this purchase. The next table lamp was one that I did plan to get, and it's this Hearth and Hand mini table lamp that you see right here, also with the pleated shade, which I love this ever since I first saw it. I just never got it because it kept being out of stock online. I figured if I go into Target today, I am definitely buying that lamp, and so I ended up finding the last one. I ended up getting it. The reason why I got this was for my kitchen countertops. I want to revamp a little bit my coffee station, and I think that's going to be perfect for that, paired with some marble elements and maybe some gold accents. But if you don't want to place this in your kitchen, you can most certainly use this for shelf decor. The way that this little lamp just elevates your space is something else, and I believe it's because the contrast of the shiny ceramic along with that gorgeous beige pleated shade is just everything. And in my case, my kitchen countertops are dark and very outdated, and I don't love them, but I'm trying my best to style them the best I can until we can finally redo the kitchen, or I don't know. What are we gonna do? In the meantime, I'm going to thrive on styling the kitchen the best I can. And I think this lamp serves a great purpose. The fact that this is a really light color makes a nice contrast with my countertops. So overall, also really happy about this purchase. I believe this one retails for $25, which is fairly affordable for a table lamp this pretty and with this quality. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be really nice quality. All right, the next table lamp was one that it was planned, but I wasn't planning on getting yet another lamp on this day. I'm talking about these table lamps like they're babies, but okay, let's just get serious. This is the $10 table lamp that I didn't know I needed. Actually, I was on the looks for a mini lamp for a certain corner of my office. We're gonna talk about it in a second. But this one came through from the Rooms Essentials section at Target at $10, and it was just like a no-brainer. I know this was gonna work for what I had thought in my office, but I also really love this piece, and the price was just simply unbeatable. First of all, let's talk about the beige on beige moment that we have going on right here. It's just that combination of different elements with the beige vase and the pleated shade that I love so much. It's honestly hard to tell that this came from Target and it was $10. They have other colors for this table lamp. Most of them are brighter colors. I think they came up with those because of the summertime, but I would have loved to see this lamp in like a lighter beige, maybe an olive green, or maybe a burgundy. That would have been beautiful. I don't know, maybe they do that for the fall season. I would love to see that. Whenever I brought it home and I styled it on this shelf in my office, I knew I made the right decision because it worked out perfectly. Just for a little bit of context, this shelf is very visible right behind me wherever I have my desk place and whenever I'm logged into meetings for work and have my camera on, and that shelf looking empty was just kind of bothering me. I feel like it needed a little bit of attention and it looked very incomplete. So this lamp worked perfectly because it provides a lighting point. I was able to pair it with a tray, a candle snuffer, and other elements that just make it seem complete. So pretty happy about this one too. Okay, so are you ready for me to move on from the lamps? Because I am. I mean, honestly, enough lamps for today. One section that I barely pay attention to whenever I go to Target to shop for home decor is the stems. And I don't know, but I decided to look at them on this day and I came across these gorgeous spring blossoms from the Hearth and Hand collection, which these are actually $5 each. Really? I mean, that was pretty affordable. Like, where have I been this whole time? Under a rock, I think. Just for a little bit of context, I styled my sideboard behind me with those cosmos flowers from Hobby Hobby Lobby, and I've been obsessed with them recently. I feel like those type of flowers give so much life and so much charm to that decor that I have over there. And I want to incorporate some more of that into my home and into my office. And so I decided to pick up a couple of these. First of all, I really love the details on the flowers. If you take a look on each one of the flowers, the very tip of the petals have that pink gradient into the white that add up so much to the piece. Also, the center of the flowers look very realistic. And one thing that I don't love about spring blossoms most of the time is that they look very fake, and the biggest element that gives that away is the brown stem. But this one to me looks fairly natural, and it doesn't look like a very plastic stem. So I ended up grabbing a couple of these. I think these will be great to style a tall vase because these are fairly tall. So 2 or 3 will be enough to have a really nice arrangement, maybe on your entryway or maybe on a vase that you have on a dining table or side table. But actually I bought these because I figure I could cut some of the stems and style a bud vase that I put on my office shelf that I shared the $10 lamp for. I think the combination of these two elements, the spring blossom flowers with the beige lamp, is very wholesome to me for some reason. So I got 2 just to be safe, but honestly, 1 is more than enough to cut some of the stems and style a bud vase. So that's what I did. But if you are styling a tall vase, 3 of these will run you at $15, which is honestly quite unbeatable of a price for these long of stems. So pretty happy about these. I might go back and buy some more to style my entryway with these. I don't know, we'll see. The next thing I bought on this day is one that I actually had on my cart online, and it's this little mini trinket tray from the Hearth and Hand collection. Now, I saw it in person and I was impressed by how tiny it actually is. As you can see, it's smaller than the size of my hand, but I really wanted it because I wanted to put it in my new coffee station, and I saw it and I thought it would be perfect to use it kind of like a spoon rest if you're fixing coffee. It is way small than what I was expecting. They do have a larger option that is actually a spoon rest, but I didn't like it because it was just too gray and I needed to break up with the gray in my kitchen a little bit. This is still gray, but not as bad as that one, I would say. And this is a really tiny ceramic plate with the scallop edges, which to me is the entire charm of this piece. This actually goes for $4.99. And another use that you can give to this piece is maybe use it as a trinket tray on a nightstand for it to hold small pieces of jewelry or maybe a few rings. It'll look very beautiful and it'll be a functional use as well. All right, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comment section down below if you found anything interesting, anything you liked. If you enjoyed this video, I really hope you can consider hitting that red subscribe button down below. And without any further ado, I really hope I can see you in my next one. Bye.
아직